Does it really matter the number of followers
Yes, wow.
or the number of likes you have as a content creator to land a brand deal?
To come. I always say this. There's nothing like a bad content. I sabi kwasia content ya sabi kwasia fumuti.
Most content creators always want brand deals, but the question is, have you positioned yourself well to land those deals? This is Truth and Tensions, like I always tell you. Over here, we speak the truth and we bring out the tension in our discussion. Today, I have a beautiful brother. I always call my guests beautiful because they always look beautiful in the studio. He is a digital creator and also a digital marketing graduate. I call him Ekowreel. But professionally, he is known as Emmanuel Edu. So Ekowreel,
Yes, sir.
there is a conversation going on, and I just want us to have a discussion today. I wouldn't say discussion, but I'm going to say we are going to learn today. Today, we are going to enter into the classroom. This is the classroom, digital classroom.
Yeah.
We are going to learn. Like I said in my intro, most digital creators, popularly known as content creators,
yeah.
majority of them want brand
Brand
deals.
deals.
But the question, like I asked before, as a creator, how do you position yourself for those brand deals? First of all, what is a brand deal?
Yes, so I think I think before we get into the brand, I don't know whether we can start from the content creator side.
Okay.
Then we move to the brand deals. Okay, but basically, brand deal is the main goal, okay, or the main motive of every business is to make profits, okay, or to get leads. We call them leads, all right, and the leads generated will end up bringing up sales, okay, or bringing them to achieve a specific goal, depending on what they have set to achieve. And for that to happen, they have so many mediums of so many areas to get or achieve that goals, right?
Okay.
For some, they use what we call the print ads.
Okay.
For some, more probably they will end up on TV stations. And now, because of internet, because of social media, now they use people who are content creators, all right? Whether being a user-generated content creator, or anyone who sees himself as content creator. And if they find value in your content, if they find value in you, okay, they see that you have the impressions and they have the engagement, then they can then pitch you up to talk about them, right? With different motives or with different idea, whether they want you to just give them eyeball,
Okay.
whether they want them to lead your audience on to take a specific action, that we call them CTA, or call to action, to buy something, to engage on something, all right? So brand deals, normally they want you, it's not something that, it's not a charity thing, right?
Okay.
The reason why they want to approach in the first place is to let you lead your audience, for them to help them achieve a certain objective, whether it being to drive sales, to drive traffic, it can be so many things.
Okay. So, I mean, what is the biggest mistake most of the creators here in Ghana do when you are trying to attract sponsors? What is some of the biggest mistake they do?
Yeah, I think most creators, right, don't even understand the whole concept of content creation.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know whether we can start from there. When we say a content creator, who is a content creator? All right. Basically, we normally confuse content creation to be putting camera on yourself, and
Okay.
yeah, but that's not it. I mean, content creation basically creating anything. I mean, we can just crack jokes right now, right? Transforming whatever is coming from your mind into a certain action for some reason, maybe to entertain, to inform, to educate. So those days, you remember you used to watch a concert party, right?
Yeah.
Those are content creators.
Yes.
Right. So the content basically is the material. The creator is the person who is churning out
Yeah.
that material, right? And so everybody can be a content creator.
Okay.
But the question is, who is a professional content creator,
Okay.
right? And for you to take on that area, and now it's a new industry, right? I think it's valued around $260 something billion, which is envisaged, which is being projected to the market cap being projected to reach somewhere around 400 and something billion dollars.
Wow.
That's the entire market cap. So there's a lot of money that are being put in content creation. Now we are kind of also cutting the slide of the cake that was meant to go to the advertising agencies and the TV stations. All right, content creators are also taking a slide of it. All right, so you can be a content creator. Everyone can be a content creator, but the question is, why are you creating the content? Creating the content in the first place. All right, do you want to be a professional content creator? Do you want to be probably an influencer? Do you want to be a KOL? Do you want to be a content marketer? You understand? So content creator, everyone can just pick a camera and do whatever. As long as something is coming through their mind and generating some effect of action, then definitely they are a content creator, right? So the thing is, for you to land that brand deal, you have to position yourself and you have to be a master of something. And that's what we call niche, all right? And that niche, even that niche, you have something called content pillars, right? So which means in your niche, what do you talk about? So maybe if your niche is food, right? How do you go about the food content creation? Maybe I do food education, I do food tutorials, I do that kind of. If it's comedy, all right. If your niche is comedy, all right, is to entertain people. What type of comedy do you do? All right. Oh, I do this kind of comedy, kind of different forms of comedy. If you are into finance, what type of finance do you do? Okay, so I do financial education. I do probably how-to videos. Okay, so all these things kind of will inform a brand to a brand that's whatever you create is in line with whatever they want to achieve to approach you, to want to have a certain kind of deal with you. You get it, right? So some of the mistakes that people do when they want to take content creation seriously is when they don't even understand what they are doing. They just churning out random content, which everyone, even kids, can do. All right. So the difference between a content creator who wants a brand deal and a content creator who's just doing it for the fun of it is how intentional they become with it.
So before I move on to my next question, I mean, based on what you said, I had something during your explanation, so I just want to utilize what you said to ask the next question, which is, you talked about advertising agencies, and so when you're talking about advertising agency, then we are talking about the old school media, or the old media, yeah. So in this way, would you say the new media, that is the content creation media, has it really overtaken the old school?
It's technology, right? Like those days we used to have print ads. Okay, the print ads when you see people printing newspapers and billboards, and I think later we moved to a billboard and all that. Then later we moved to the TV ads. Okay, during the advent of TV days. Okay, then we moved to telemarketing, cold call. That's where we have the cold calls and everything. So kind of marketing has evolved, right? So I should say it's not overtaking them, all right? It's kind of a new system or a new media. It's like evolution that is taking place. So if you realize the advertising agencies have now kind of evolved to adapt to the new media, right? They are not just sitting down. You see, you can just think of all the advertising companies that probably you have in mind, right? They could have just sat down and watched the world move, move on without them, which probably would put them out of course, some people will be out of business by now. And I should say that their profitability, depending on how they kind of moved with the new evolution, all right, depending on how they adapted to it. Some of them, they will be out of business. Some of them, their profitability will go down. And for those who understand it, they kind of adapted to it, and then they are kind of soaking in those they think are the new content creators in their fold so that they can just make money off them, all right? So I think they are not out of business, but the question also depends on whether they adapted in the first place.
Now that we've been able to understand the way you should position yourself as a content creator to land the deal, then let me ask this: does every content creator attract a brand, or should it always be the kind of content that you create that would attract a brand?
Yeah. So it's not every content creator that can attract a brand, and also it will depend on what the brand is looking for. All right.
Okay.
Maybe the brand is looking for maybe their call to action is for them to drive some clicks
Okay.
to maybe increase the click through whatever rates. Maybe if probably they want people to take action to buy something. They want people to. So it depends. I think the question depends on the brand and what they look out
Okay.
for. All right.
Okay.
But for on the content creator side, whether you would attract a brand deal or not a brand deal, I think it depends on maybe you wouldn't even intend to want to get a brand deal, right? But just the engagement and maybe for the good of your metrics, a brand can see some good in you, and based on what they want to achieve, maybe this person, she doesn't or he doesn't know what he's doing, he's just creating random content. We see some good engagement and some good thing coming from his content. Maybe you can get some eyeball.
Okay.
Then the brand will say, okay, let's promote our products on this person's
Okay.
platform just for the sake of eyeball or
Okay.
just for the case of visibility.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, if the person is intentional, especially that's why I talked about niche.
Yeah.
Someone if a brand is approaching a niche creator, all right, or maybe a content marketer. There's even between a content creator and content
Yeah.
marketer, right? A content marketer. For that, they know that okay, let's say a beverage company will know that this person talks about food. Okay, this is a niche, right? And the person has engagement and then good metrics, engagements and impressions. Okay, let's go to them. Okay, and so and for this one, even the conversation, the conversation will be different because the person creating the content knows what he or she is doing. I'm a food content creator. I'm this and that. This is what I have. I have the numbers. I have the metrics. So if you are coming to, I come to talk about business, right?
Okay.
But for a random content creator, the onus basically lies on the brand for them to see some kind of value in you before they can approach you.
Okay. So talking about numbers, I have seen and I've heard, I have witnessed people come out and they are like, oh, I have this number of followers. I have like a million number of followers. I have like a million number of likes, the engagement,
Yes.
but I'm not,
Getting
no brand is calling me
Yeah.
out for a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So
No,
then my question is, does it really matter the number of
yes,
followers
you are.
or the number of likes you have as a content creator to land a brand deal?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because the follower probably would attract the brand to probably the number of followers will probably would attract the brand to look at you, in the first place, right?
Okay.
If let's say if I need someone to promote something and I scroll and I see the number of followers, it will catch me. It's like
Okay.
it comes like attention grabber, right? But brands looks beyond that.
Okay.
They go beyond that. Okay, they've seen that you have the followers. What we want to achieve, we are not going to pay you just because you have the followers or
Okay.
just because we like you. We need a certain action to be driven, right? Depending on what we call the key performing indicators that they've set out for themselves, right? Or KPI. So now the brand will say, okay, this person has the follower. That is the same person. Does he or she have good metrics?
Okay.
Okay. Is the person consistent?
Okay.
What's the impression? What is the engagement? You understand? So normally, a digital marketer for a company or social media manager for a company who wants to reach out to brand will tell you to screenshot the 30 days, okay, 30 days metrics for them to see, right? So they will know that okay, in the last 30 days, you got this number of metrics, the number of views, the number of impression and views basically as an impression, the number of let's say engagement rates and everything to determine that okay, this person can be a good medium to promote our products or services through. All right. So the numbers is not everything. All like those days. All right, but it counts in a certain way. That's why you see someone with less brand, with few brands. Okay, sorry, with few
With
numbers. Okay, get better offer or get better
that was
payment.
actually going to be the next question to
Yes,
ask.
than someone with higher numbers.
Because
right?
I know a couple of people also with fewer numbers, like you rightly said. With those numbers, how is a person able to land those deals?
With a higher number
No,
of
with the less numbers.
Yes, do you know what people don't understand? Some people don't understand.
Okay.
is that it's not only about the numbers and I mean the impressions, the followers, and the engagement, everything count, but also your consistency.
Okay.
Definitely your consistency drives those engagements. All right.
Okay.
Some people they create first day content, second day content, that means nothing is happening and they go to sleep. Right. But a brand will also want to see the person's consistency and also the value of content you produce. All right. A person who rides on trend and talks just about anything wouldn't have the same value I mean compared to someone who was kind of niched out. All right.
Okay.
So for a small creator who wants to attract a brand deal, be consistent, get the numbers, okay, and have good metrics. Have good metrics. The metrics is everything, right? Because for a social media, okay, I have even been in that position to
Okay.
look for to scout for people to pay them to take a certain action. All right. And this is some of the things that we want to look out for. All right. One, your followers, maybe just for followers, just an attraction. It's like
Okay.
seeing a beautiful sister,
Yeah.
right? The first thing that will attract you is, oh, she's beautiful or he's handsome, right? The next is Fusion Nusuban.
Okay.
Nusuban to that, you see, it goes beyond that, right? And so when we see the hype, when we see the numbers, then we want to know your metrics. We want to know your engagement rates, your impression rates, and everything. And then we also want to understand whether you are just on one platform or you can cross post. So when we say cross post, it means whether you can post on other media, right? Then you can also look at those areas. So we have the focal, we have the main media, and also we have other medias. If you have, all right, all parts of your portfolio that probably we can look up to, and this all sums up to the value that you can communicate, and you based on that you can also have some good negotiation to charge. All right. So basically, as a small creator, the first thing is to forget about the numbers and stay consistent.
For as a small creator, I mean, they always say this is for the young creators. So
Yeah.
as young and as small as a creator as you are, just stay consistent.
Yeah.
So you made mention of something. Then you made mention of cross posting.
Yeah.
Is it really necessary for a creator to be on just one particular platform or to move across other platforms?
Be
What would be your
everywhere.
advice?
Be everywhere.
So you don't
Yeah.
really need to be a king in one particular
No.
platform. You need to
No.
move around,
No.
like the
Okay.
YouTubes, like
No.
the Facebooks, Instagram. You have to move around.
Yeah. Actually, the most valuable medium or
Okay.
platform, we call them platforms.
Okay.
Okay, because the platform is YouTube. YouTube is the most
Okay.
valuable because of Google. Because I say that because of what we call SEO, search engine optimization.
Okay.
All right, what you say, and if we are communicating value, someone can search on Google and your video can appear. Okay, so Google, YouTube, and also Instagram and all that. TikTok is gradually coming up. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's rather pretty much catching up so fast. All right. So it's very important that as a content creator, you have to have other platforms. If you want to take it serious, if you want to become a content creator for real, right, you have to have different platforms. Okay. And let's say if you are carved out your rate card, all right, you have something called create rate card and your deliverables. Maybe I will post only on TikTok. I'll post 3 videos on TikTok and you charge, let's say, 1,000 cedis. If you are cross posting, you charge more, and probably will be the same video, moving it across different platform, and just like that, the value goes up.
Okay.
You don't have to do double job, one video but cross posting. Okay, so it's very important if you if you have to cross, and cross posting also helps with what we call the A/B testing. Sometimes you post a video on TikTok, you see it won't do well, but you post the same video on Instagram, you see the video is picking up. So it's very important to cross post your video to have better visibility and also have more platform value.
I mean, would you say it's advisable for a new creator to approach brand deals?
To approach brands.
Do you think it's advisable for new creators?
Personally, I think brand yourself. You wouldn't agree and probably wouldn't want me to say this because you seem pretty much to be a humble person. But the first time I saw your videos, right, I went to your page to check, and I think you only had 2 videos at that time on YouTube. And I saw how you are branded. Like you started with this, you started as a serious business.
Okay.
Okay. So kind of you are gradually carving brand face like a new TV station that is coming out. That's how you started off. Right. Yes. So it's like your equipment, your video quality, and your presentation, everything was pointed. You started to build it from ground up. Right. For this person, if a brand, even if you don't have, if at that time that you didn't have the numbers,
Yeah.
you could easily poach yourself to a brand
Okay.
and sell yourself to them, and they can give you that consideration.
Okay.
Some brand will even see that there's a prospect in this guy. See how serious
Okay.
it is. Let's have the first shot. Let's have let's be kind of an investor.
Okay.
All right, knowing that one day when you become big,
Mm-hmm.
when they come to you, probably you can go soft on them.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. So from what you are saying, then it means it would be advisable for a new or a young creator to actually approach brands.
Yes.
So in this case, how does a young creator approach a brand, sorry, without sounding desperate?
Yeah. So I should say, right, if you want to start out and the idea is to create the business, first of all, I mean, you should not focus on branding. You should start like our boss started. All right. Yeah.
Passion first.
Create valuable content.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I say create, it's not, remember, I said valuable content. It wasn't even about the camera and the everything. If you can afford, get that. But create something of value. All right. And if I say creating something of value, be good at what you do. If you are into comedy, be good at it. If you are into, if whatever niche you carve for yourself, you have to make sure that you do pretty well with it. All right. Then after you keep building, you see the numbers automatically, the numbers will start automatically to come. I always say this: there's nothing like a bad content.
Yeah.
Sabi kwasia content sabi kwasia fumuti. Yes.
Yeah, I think with that one, yeah,
Yes.
you would definitely get the followers. But you see, from our discussion, would you get the followers? Yes. Would you get the deals?
I'm coming. And some brands, that's why I said some brands don't even care about the kind of content they create at that point. They need visibility.
Okay.
All right. So that is why you see someone, the person dresses so sharply, the person is all over. You see the person to you may or might even look disgusting in a way, a creator.
Yeah.
All right. And you still be watching the person.
Okay.
And you see the person talking about a certain brand.
Okay.
So it depends on the goal. If the brand is come to launch a certain campaign,
okay,
all right, it depends on how they see that you fit in that campaign. Oh, this person looks shabby or dressed a certain way. We don't want to be associated with our brand directly. So let's poach in and have something like what we call the user-generated content, the UGC. So this how we want you to have
continue.
We want to have this deal with you. All right. This is the briefing. Create the normal content that you are creating. You see, you have the followers, you have the numbers, you have the fans, but probably you don't like the content that you create, right? But we are paying you. This is a briefing. Do whatever you are doing, but mention our name and make it look like you are creating your own thing. So even if you are promoting us, the briefing will make you understand that you are creating it to fit your own style without even associating themselves directly to the brand. So they are creating their own content. They are being paid. But the brand has successfully disassociated themselves away from the person, and the person is getting the numbers and the views, and the company also getting whatever whatever goal or whatever they wanted to achieve from the person. Okay, so that's the UGC, user generated content. We don't want to associate with you. So the person will get an underground brand deals, and you wouldn't even know. All right. So you see someone you probably don't like, the person will say, "Oh, I went to this shop. And I went there, I wanted to just take a sip of soup alone, and da 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 da. So I went there. So you see, you look at the person's creating his own content or whatever, right? The person won't directly be associated with the brand, but possibly the person might be working with our brand.
Okay, I mean, I understand perfectly what you're saying, but let's say, for instance, where a person is doing something like a profane kind of content.
Yeah.
And this person consistently has been doing that kind of content.
Yeah.
And he has that much followers.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, a brand will come in and disassociate himself or itself from the person, but just do your own content. Just mention our name. Are you not I mean, are your consumers, you as a brand, are your consumers not going to stay away from that brand? Because of the person in question doing that kind of profane content.
Yes. That's why if the person, that's why I say it depends on the briefing.
Okay.
The briefing, the person saying make this content this way, and the briefing, if I say briefing, normally they will give you something to talk about, right? If the briefing clearly associates with the brand, then maybe that can affect you. So let's say if I am doing profane content and the brand says, oh, talk about betting, this betting company, right? So you can go like, oh, Charlie, I mean, you're betting, no, but testing them for one. And they know, mind you, the person who's saying that for free is getting the impression that it means some people like them. As long as someone goes there and like and comment something positive, oh, we are with you, we are with your back. It means the person is getting some kind of.
So why would a brand first of all associate their product with such a creator?
They will you and the thing is, you will never know that the brand is being actually. If I make a content and I've been paid by brand, you can know sometimes, depending on how I make it, you know that this is a promotion.
Okay.
And sometimes you will never know if this is a promotion.
Okay.
And the brand can, even in the deal, can disassociate it. You know, you have something called NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So the brand can even say that, hey, we want to have a deal with you. This is an NDA. We should never disclose that we work with you or whatever. Do this. This is a briefing. Do it. That's don't. They don't. They just want to leverage on your numbers and your impressions, everything to get eyeball. And that's why I'm saying it depends also on the brand.
Okay.
Okay. Not every brand. In fact, those kind of content is it's highly likely you won't even work with any brand.
Okay.
Right? Because few brands would want to associate themselves with you. And
so
if you are doing
the possibility of you not getting a brand is very high.
Extremely high.
Extremely high.
Extremely high. And with the brands that will approach you, sometimes they come with you with an NDA that you can't add them to your portfolio.
Okay.
You get it. Promote something for us. We'll pay you, let's say, 1,000, 2,000, but never add to a portfolio that you work with us. Would you agree? The moment you agree and you make the content, fine. And guess what? What makes you a valuable content creator, a valuable influencer, or whatever, is the kind of portfolio you build for yourself.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important. If you are starting you can even start off with maybe some small free promo and charging small and build up and to build your portfolio. All right. For someone like me, I've worked with different brands. Okay, if you approach me and I send you my rate card or I send you my bio link and you see the brands that I've worked with, you can't say you want to pay me a certain amount.
Yeah, you can negotiate.
You can. It will be very difficult for you to just quote any amount. You understand? Yeah, but if you don't build that portfolio, how would you be able to become valuable?
Yeah.
So those creating those kind of content, I'm sorry to say, they are not creating much value in the long run. It's not sustainable. You can't survive with that. Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still here with my Superman, Ekowreel. You can find him on all social media platforms. Ekowreel. Real no REEL. So, like I always tell you, in as much as Ghana is out of this tournament going off in US of A, Mexico and Canada, that's the World Cup. We are still promoting Prima Kwe, that is Pride in My African Culture. Prima Kwe, Aussie Yanko World Cup. Prima Kwe, Aussie Honor the Past and Score the Future. Prima Kwe Americano is the traditional red, yellow, green with a black star adjacent. Now, most often, I mean, we have different collections now. We have the black collection. We have the pink collection. I mean, for my beautiful ladies. And we also have the white collections also available. So Prima Kwe is making sure that wherever that you are, Prima Kwe would find you. So, Echo, now that we've been able to ascertain the brands and the creators and everything, let's go straight to the market.
Intercrady specific. Yeah. Okay.
Let's tailor it down a little to Intercrady. I mean, that is where we find ourselves.
Tidy voice.
Yes. This is where we find ourselves. Nothing can we cannot have a conversation without talking about
home.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's very important.
We need to.
We have a lot to give.
Yes.
But probably we are not out there enough.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, many people can argue from different angles, whether it be opportunities or but the bottom line is we are not out there enough.
Yes.
So I really agree that we
need to talk about home. Yeah. This is home. How is the market in Takrady? When I say the market, I mean the brands.
The brands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's very interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think the brands in Takrady pretty much or possibly or probably have not really come to the full understanding of social media marketing yet, right? or maybe content marketing, or maybe, yeah. You know, I said that everyone can become a content
Yeah.
creator. Everyone can create content,
Yeah.
right? But not everyone can drive your goal,
Yeah.
or can drive people to take a certain action to a company's favor.
Yeah.
All right. And you know, it seems that many of our traditional business are gradually moving away. I'm saying gradually, slow but sure,
Okay.
moving away, or pretty much incorporating the new media.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we have we have a long way to go, but the market cap here is really small.
Really small.
Yeah, really, really small. I don't know whether we don't have enough creators that they want to, because I saw a TikTok video and someone said that whenever they want to work with creators, they go to Accra and look for creators to promote their product. So instead of working with the creators here, I saw one guy making that video. But you can't also blame them, because most of the creators in Takrade, I wouldn't say, hey, Pochomin, content creators in Takrade. I'm saying
I mean, we have creators.
we have creators.
I mean,
Like
you and I are
are
creators.
creators.
Yeah.
You know the funny thing, most of the times, right, when I'm outside Takrade,
Uh-huh.
people say that they didn't even know that I'm a Ghanaian content creator,
Okay.
because of the nature I do.
Okay.
And when they get to know that I'm a local creator,
Takrade based, yeah.
and when they get to know that I'm Takrade, they get shocked, or
Mhm.
they become, and sometimes they are surprised, all right? Maybe, and I ask them, why are you surprised? Is it, and they go, oh, it comes down to maybe the kind of niche that we carved for ourselves. All right, we don't see a lot of people in Takrade on the same niche, and even the type of content that you do. Right, I'm yet to see someone. I'm yet to see a creator who pretty much is dedicated to have this kind of a podcast setting and become so consistent and see the growth with it.
So I think there are a few in Takrade.
There are few,
Yeah, there are
right?
few in Takrade.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to see, which means
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. Man,
He said he hasn't seen it.
yes,
It's different from
when
you don't have it.
Yes, you
He,
don't have
he
it.
hasn't seen it. But there are.
There are. All right.
I've
And
seen.
I'll be so
I've seen a
glad.
few.
I'll be so
I've
glad
seen a
to
few. And I'm
watch
so
them.
happy seeing them coming up like that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
And please, I will say this whenever I also, I mean, from what's been happening, right? I've been hearing a thing or two, and I hear people say, "Oh, you don't support." One of the best supports you can give to any creator that you know in Takrade, especially on YouTube, is to, I mean, everywhere, is to watch through to the end of their videos. So whenever I'm watching my brother's video, right, I watch till the very end, and I don't skip any ads. I watch every very single art that displays on the video. All right. And I watch to the very end. Even if I don't have time to span throughout, I just leave and I mostly watch on TV.
Yeah.
So whilst I'm doing everything,
whilst you are doing your
Yes.
cleaning, anything, you can just the TV
but
just put me
I,
on.
apart from the value you are creating, apart from the hook or the value that you're giving, that's pretty much gotten me hooked to what I'm seeing from your channel, right? I also intentionally make sure I watch to the end. What the Maya, any content creator that I know in Takrade,
Yeah.
I don't joke with their
Their
with that.
videos.
All right,
Yeah.
that's the best way to support someone, right? And also, if possible, share with them, right?
Yeah.
And back to what we're discussing,
yeah.
right? Back to that. I think we have creators in Takrade, but we don't have content marketers in Takrade. This one between the content creator and the content marketer. A content marketer strategically creates and distributes the content, so they know what they are doing.
Okay.
All right. So they strategically create and distribute the content to achieve the company's goal.
Okay.
Whether being getting more people to drive people to their website, drive people to their channel, drive sales or whatever. All right. So we can argue that maybe companies in Takrade have not seen much of content marketers or social media marketers, or they say social media creators or content creators, but probably they've not seen those kind of people here yet, or they've not seen many yet. That is why they prefer to go and these people, right? Probably they see that, oh, I said maybe they are not catching up enough.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe they have a digital market in-house.
Okay.
And they are scouting for it. Let me tell you something that will shock you.
Tell me, shock me.
All right, let me say this. I used to work with a company, a remote company in US, and they wanted to promote product to Africa, an app to Africa. All right. So I was kind of their lead for that very campaign. And guess what? I wanted creators from where? Takrady.
Takrady.
Or because the money pretty much was going, I mean, pretty much I was spending in Accra, all the deals given to people in Accra, and I intentionally carved some out for Takrady creators. I didn't get any that fits the metrics at that time. Yes. I mean, this might sound controversial, but I didn't get any. All right. And some may argue that it also depends on the type of work you wanted to do, they wanted to do for you. And of course, right, if you wanted to, how to call it, promote a certain app, okay, maybe a finance app, I won't go to any content creator who will say, or papa or one. No, no, no. I won't go into the content creator who's creating something. I'd want to look at a creator who fits the narrative. All right. And maybe I look, and at a point, I remember at a point, I was also looking at a content creator who shares value.
Okay.
At that time, we were not here.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
I
Who
said that not long ago.
share,
Anyway.
yeah, share a certain value. And based on that, I can look at their metrics and say that, okay, based on this, let me give and the money they were giving out was pretty decent,
pretty good. Yeah.
right? But I didn't get it.
So talking about metrics,
Right.
what are the metrics the brand looks at?
So at that time, I was looking at the following. The following wasn't much.
Okay.
I was looking at the
engagements, yeah,
the impressions. When you say impressions, people who I mean see your video for some time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
who watched the video? I mean, yeah. So the impression and also the engagement. And sometimes I look at the conversation your contents drive. Maybe the chat. I look at the chats and I look at what's because sometimes, especially if the company gives you money to lead and they are paying you something, you need to make sure as a digital marketer, we are able to read. And for those who don't know, I'm also a data analyst.
Okay.
All right. I became a data analyst before I did digital marketing. So I'm able to size you up, your channel up, to see to get a certain value. All right. And I wasn't getting that from TechCrunch.
Okay.
For those who don't know, I'm also a data analyst.
Okay.
All right. I became a data analyst before I did digital marketing. So I'm able to size you up, your channel up, to see to get a certain value. All right. And I wasn't getting that from TechCrunch.
Okay.
I got a lot from Accra. From 23 up to now, I'm seeing a number. I'm seeing good numbers, which means we are improving. I'm just trying to say that we should have more people with who creates content of value. And we say content of value, it can be entertainment, but whatever you are doing, be focused, be intentional. I'm an entertainment creator. I'm a comedian. I'm a producer. I'm a photographer. Whatever niche that you identify or carve for yourself, all right, you should have what we call content pillar, all right, a good content pillar to it, all right. So be intentional. Yeah. The interesting part is I now come to realize we have good content creators in Takrady, good content creators, but a lot of them are not intentional. And they not carve any niche for themselves. They are just doing random trends. And you know, random trends, companies don't normally like trend, or they don't pay much with trend, because trend comes today, tomorrow they are dead.
But that's what the followers want.
Yes, yes, that's why they pay you.
So the question is, are they doing it for the followers or they are doing it for the brands?
So they have something called trending content.
Okay.
They have another thing called evergreen content. Okay, so the trending contents, they just to get the views. I mean, what is happening? They place ads on it, or they pay you something and just pay 1,000, 2,000, whatever. I'm not quoting. I'm just as an example.
Rough figures here.
Then we have evergreen content. Most of the time, they are the how-to videos. All right. So if you check the food content creators or some people with a certain niche, people will be watching their video, 2 years video, can be finding value in it. Someone who is into medicine and is teaching medical, you see value, you see that kind of thing. They create evergreen content. And brands know that for this type of content this person is creating, if we place an ad on it, it's not going to die off. People will still find value, and it's kind of repetitive. All right. So I think we have a lot of trend creators here, but we don't have many creators here in Takrady who basically have niched down. Okay. And that's what we expect. But we have great and wonderful creators here.
So like he said, we have great and wonderful creators here in Takrady. And I don't doubt that. It's perfectly true. So then, the most controversial question that I gave out the other time, I'm giving it out to you again.
Yeah.
Do content creators in Takrady get brand deals in Takrady?
They do.
In Takrady.
Yes, let me tell you why.
Okay.
I joined. I told you I'm a data analyst,
Yeah.
right? So I'm more of information guy, data guy. So when this conversation that you drove, thanks to you, and before I go there, we should thank him for and sometimes we see
Clack it.
sometimes we only see the bad sides of whatever happened with what's the name of the guy?
Tadi Bimba.
But whatever happened, right? He's kind of sparked some conversation. And that conversation has led us to what we are even doing now. All right. So we should not let this conversation, we shouldn't only grab the negative side.
We should look at the
We
positive.
should look at the positive, the kind of conversation, this kind of trend or this kind of controversy has generated, right? Which is positive, right? Pretty much. All right. So back to your question. I think we do have Takrady creators do get maybe they get campaigns, not so much of a brand deals, but they get campaigns, right?
Yeah.
Maybe brand deals, basically a brand wants to be associated
with you. Yeah.
All right. And campaigns, someone will pay you to do something.
Yeah.
So let me frame the question again. I think we don't get more of brand deals, but we get much of campaigns.
Campaign deals.
Campaign deals. So, do this for me, do this, and you make noise and you are done your charge. All right. Okay. It's different from a brand giving you a contract of 3-6 months. Do this with us because they want to be associated with you.
So at the end of the day, you get to get stuff from them.
Yeah, from them.
Give you
like
everything.
Yeah.
For that number of period.
Yes, a number. They give you everything. And for some time they even and with that, right? Even with that, a brand, if they want to work with you, they have non-exclusive deal and exclusive deal. Okay. Non-exclusive deal means you are dealing with you and you can deal with any competitor.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe promote our products, but you can also promote other competitive products. Yeah. And we have exclusive. Promote us and us alone. And for that one, too, the price is different. How much you charge is different. All right. And even the content that you create, the distribution, when you post on your own channel, how much you charge is different from when they post on their channel and they promote. When they post on your channel, right? Today I'm letting a lot of marketing people. Marketing people are going to come for me, right? But anyway,
I know it's because I mean, if I have the video, if I've done a video for a brand, I think you are right. I can choose to post on my channel. It's definitely going to come with a different charge compared to giving the video to you to post on your channel. Yes. Probably your channel doesn't really travel compared to my channel.
So which one do you think you charge more? Your channel or their
channel? On my channel?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Then I'm getting it wrong. Okay. Like I said, we are learning. I'm learning as well.
Let me surprise you. You may think that, I have the numbers.
Okay.
So when they post on my channel, I have to charge more. And here, the content, content matters, but not so much. You are talking about distribution.
Okay.
Right? When they are using on their channel, the different channels, it's like using your face on a billboard.
Okay.
Right? Billboard. So using your face and distributing it depends on they are using your corporate rights image to promote their brand to make money.
Okay.
You understand? So you have to charge them more.
Okay.
All right. Okay. If it's on my channel, fine. But if it's on your channel, what's going to happen? Okay, you're going to have a paid ad with it. It's just going to be an organic video you channel for us to give to us. If it's a paid ad, if you paid something, price different. If it's just an organic thing that you post, that one too is different. Okay.
I get it now, guys. Like I said, I'm learning.
Yeah. We are learning. I'm also
learning. We are all learning. So we might not get everything right.
Yeah.
So then from what you are saying, then basically creators, see, when I say creators in Takrady, I'm not talking about creators from Takrady who have relocated to other places. No. When I'm saying creators in Takrady, I'm not talking about the likes of Wodimaya. I'm not talking about the likes of Abokuma. That is Dickness. I'm not talking about the likes of Goshes. These guys are from Takrady, but they have relocated because of their job. They are now living or staying in Accra. So these guys are creators from Takrady, but I am talking about creators living in Takrady. So from what you are saying, then it means creators living in Takrady are not really getting brand deals. Like you said, they're only getting campaign deals.
Yeah, a lot of what I've seen they are getting campaigns, just campaign deals.
Okay.
Just do this and we move.
So what do you think is the problem? Why are the brands not giving them that deals in Takrady?
the content space, right, or the content marketing space is now competitive, highly competitive. Now we have all the big superstars that we know, movie stars. Now they've all
They've
many
all
of them
moved.
have joined the
Yeah,
wagon. So
yeah.
we are the smaller ones are.
I
And
compete with them.
we have stages. We have the micro. We have especially we are moving to the influencer level,
Yeah.
right? And it all comes with different value, right? Or different creator. We have the micro creator, we have the nano creator, we have the macro creator. All right. So the micro is the small from the
Okay.
1,000 followers to I don't know, it's to the 10,000, and from 10,000. Is this the I think 10,000? I've forgotten. It's been a long time. I did.
Yeah.
So we did the 10,000 to a certain is the nano, and the big 300K and those guys are the macro, and they all have different value and different charge. All right, depending on their metrics and everything. All right. So in Takrade, probably we have them, but also don't forget the market cap we talked about, the market capitalization or the value of our market. Brands are not, because of the size of the Takoradi market, if they want to promote products in Takoradi, they know that if they go to an influencer or a creator, the person is going to charge 5,000, and even the 5,000, they don't even know whether it's going to give them the result. Maybe their goal, their result is to get drive sales,
Yeah.
not just to get eyeball, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to get it? So it's a lot of it's a combination of our market size and also economic activity. That's why you see a lot of creators moving to a bigger market like in Accra, right? So I don't consider any creator who have moved out from Takoradi to Accra to be in Accra, to be based in Accra. They are just there to have, because of what they do, they are just there to have access to a bigger market.
Okay.
You understand? They're just there to have a bigger market. Myself, I've never received any brand deal in Ghana. Never.
Okay.
I've never gotten any brand deal in Ghana. All right. So, and I think it depends on the type of content that I do. The type of content I do transcends border.
Yeah.
Okay. But locally, right? I pray and I'm yet to get in. Right. But for locally, I've not gotten any deals. Oh yes. So I think I got two, and that
Okay.
two I rejected. Yeah, but apart from but basically they are creators. The reason brand deals probably is the size of so many things are considered, and our market is very small. The market in Takoradi is too small. That's why you see a lot of them who are getting the numbers, the everything to want to get access to different bigger markets. We talk about bigger markets. We are not only looking at the brands. They are looking at collaborations, right? They're looking at this. They're looking at so many things that made them move. So they are in Takoradi, but they are just going there as, let's say, they are expatriates.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what you are saying, then it means most of the markets or most of the brands in Takoradi are not really looking for visibility. They are looking for sales.
Yes, they maybe it might not only be sales, but they are looking for what we call a specific CTA, specific call to action.
So that is why
Alright.
they are not really giving these guys
Maybe they
the brand deals.
They don't have enough to just depend on visibility. All right. And mind you, sometimes visibility doesn't automatically translate to sales.
Yeah.
Or impression doesn't automatically. All right. So that's maybe so sometimes they need. That's why I think the problem with Takoradi creators is that many of us are not niche down. So I think creators in Takoradi that gets, or those of them that pretty much attracts brand deals in Takoradi are those who are into maybe a bit of entertainment and hospitality and maybe food and lifestyle.
Okay.
Because I think we have more in Western, we have more resorts, we have spas and different. So I think, but and that's not all that Takoradi stands for. Different companies and different things. All right. So it's both ways.
Yeah, so
but ultimately, the market in Takoradi is small.
yeah, I understand the market in Takoradi is small. I believe in that. I trust that. But one thing I don't really understand is we talk about the old media.
Yeah.
That they are, gradually they are way out
Yeah.
of the system. But you see these brands are still visiting the old media.
That's a
and
problem.
they are not visiting the new media.
Do you know
that which we are really accepting to the system. We talk about the market being small, but yet still the market is visiting the old media.
Yes.
In Takoradi.
Yes. So in maybe we call these kind of people laggards.
Okay.
Okay, laggards. It takes them for them to adapt to new technology, right? So those who are innovators, okay, those who have pretty much have gotten the concept of social media are doing well or will do better than those who are kind of dragging their feet to the realities. All right. So I will also say maybe the reason why credit businesses are not growing that much is probably they are dependent on the old media because it can stay in Takrady and attract um, bigger markets in Accra. I mean, bigger leads to get leads from Accra or get sales from Accra. Now you have delivery services. Now you can just send item from Takrady to Accra. So maybe we are not the businesses here in Takrady, the local businesses or the indigenous businesses are not expansionist enough. They are too closed in, and maybe they are content with the little money they get here. Other than that, there's no reason as to why they are not leveraging on social media or content creators.
So then, would you accept the fact that the Takrady markets don't really understand the essence of advertisement on social media?
Yes, and maybe they don't have the human, maybe, I don't know, but maybe some of them don't have the human resources or the people who can direct that or those marketing efforts.
Okay.
Right? Maybe their marketing officers are the typical Philip Kotler type of marketing, the 4Ps and the 7Ps. Okay. So they are cool. But they probably not come to the realization that now we have SEO, search engine optimization, everything has been taking a new turn. Now you have AI SEO, AI marketing, and now it is, one thing about marketing is it's very dynamic. It moves so fast. Okay. So I think maybe the local companies they have the marketers, but their marketers are not being dynamic. They are not moving with time fast enough. Yeah.
Could it not be as a result of finances as well?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Because possibly.
You know why I'm saying that? Because I'm saying this because you go to Accra, you could have a small shop in Accra, let's say an electrical shop in Accra, let's say a beauty therapist shop in Accra, like they sell these stuffs for the skincare shop in Accra, or let's say a food joint in Accra. And you see these people consistently moving in on advertisement on social media.
Yes, on social media. Let me tell you something.
They hammer it. Maybe I would say sales in Accra is really higher compared to sales in Takrady.
Yeah, and also maybe they are not content because I do buy things from Accra and they send it down here. So sometimes those in Accra, they are not satisfied enough. Because Accra is also competitive, so they are looking for outside markets.
Yeah.
All right. For example, something that I doubt many Takrady businesses will do. I made a video. I talked about my experience with internet.
Okay.
And at that time, I got Starlink, so I talked about that particular Starlink video. And that video started moving. I mean, I talked about people's experience, okay, or people say there's a way like that. All right, I talked about my experience that a lot of people kind of resonated with. So when I made that video, the video took off, and some brand in Accra DM me and said that he wants to buy that video. And how is he going to buy it? He wants me to put his number in that video. All right.
Okay.
And we did business. I charged and we did that. The question is, how many businesses in Takrady will see your video and say that, oh, we think this video is doing well. Let's put our number, maybe pin it, or maybe make sure our number is always at the top. Okay, or make similar video for us. How many? Maybe it can be due to different factors, like you said, finances.
Yeah, finances, because ask yourself, how much money is that electrical shop in Takrady?
Economy. That's why I talked about the economy, the size of the
that
economy.
Food joint in Takrady making. But you go, like I said, you go to Accra, you go to Kumasi, and this same kind of businesses
is making
are
a lot
putting in a lot in advertisements.
Yeah, but do you know that marketing, if you are any business without marketing is a waste of time.
Yeah.
All right. That's why, especially foreign companies, they put a lot of money in marketing.
Even Coca-Cola is still advertising.
Yes, they
Coca-Cola is still advertising.
A lot of. In fact, marketing takes one of the biggest budgets of maybe research and development and marketing takes a chunk of the budget for every business, right? So if you have a product and you think your product will sell by itself, or your product, your product becomes more important than the marketing, then maybe you get less sales, all right? So I think it's a combination of so many things that probably your time won't allow us to dive much more deeper.
Yeah, man.
We have a lot to share.
I've really learned a lot today. I've really understood a lot today, and it is perfectly true. I pray that our market in Takoradi grows and economically becomes very impactful to all of us, so that we have a lot of creators in Takoradi, but it seems the market is too small for them.
I'm in the tech field, and many of my tech friends never wanted to leave Takoradi. Some of them, it took them years. It took them time for them to come to the reality, or to accept the reality, or come to realization that Takoradi is not going to help them. It's not the fault of Takoradi. Now, what makes an economy a good economy, all right, is also, I mean, economic activities and population. If you have a good population, that drives commerce, right? Now, we don't have industries, we don't have functional industries, we don't have functional businesses, we don't have functional how to call it, engines to roll our economy moving. So what happens? The people or the population that probably would stay here, engage in economic activities, and then attract other people to do commerce with them, they are all moving. So the population, those who would patronize things, are moving outside, going to Accra to become like the creators. They are going to have access to bigger markets in Accra.
And we understand that we can't fault them for moving.
Can't fault them, all right? They are all moving to except in Takoradi, unless you are doing remote work or you get some industry or company, you have no business here. It's very, very difficult for you to survive here adequately, all right? So they moved there to have access to better opportunities. I was my late dad, it wasn't my late dad or my mother, was telling me about Takoradi Harbour. Those days, my father used to work with farmers at that time, and my mother was telling me Harbour View, and you see how Takoradi Harbour at that time. Since that Takoradi Harbour, Tema Harbour wasn't competitive. So if you look at Tema Harbour is just a replica of Takoradi Harbour. Kwame Nkrumah created Takoradi Harbour in Tema. Okay, for maybe closeness or whatever reason. And a lot of Takoradi people move to Tema. That's why if you go to Tema, you find a lot of fun. Yes, they sound. I remember when I went to Tema the first time, I was like, Takoradi.
Sometimes you even look at the place and you see like Takoradi similarities.
If you look at the
structures,
PW road,
the buildings, the roads.
Yes,
it looks like Takoradi a bit.
So Takoradi gave birth to Tema, the Tema community. Tema is just a baby birth out of Takoradi. So a lot of Takoradi people move there. All right. So what happens? A population, commerce, businesses, and Tema Port was bigger, right? And had access to Accra and everything. So Takoradi has been unfortunately robbed from so many economic opportunities. All right. And I don't want to say whether it's intentional or not intentional, but if you live in a region that commits or that contributes more than 40% of the entire national resource budget, let's say national resource, you should not treat this region like that. I mean, like if this is just hypothetical, like if Takoradi is out of the map, Western region is one of the places, if it's cut off from the map of Ghana, Ghana will almost instantly die. As a matter of fact, it's the only. I'm not saying anything. I mean, we can't be. We are Ghana. But pretty much that's what I'm trying to say. Western regions, we have the oil, we have the gold, we have the money, we have everything.
Really contributes.
If Ghana decides that for now, let's retire Western region, Ghana will almost instantly die. But the question is, why do we lack these things? The industry. And people will say, oh, Takoradi people are this or not. Bring the industry. You see everyone in Takoradi. Takoradi is peaceful. We have access to beach, access to home sweet home.
The whole environment.
If you have what you need to have in Takoradi, no one will leave Takoradi. So if you are complaining about the flood in Accra and the problems and overpopulation and the stress on infrastructure and everything. It's our leaders that have kind of engineered that. You understand? So build industries, decentralize the system. All right. Let's place in Takrady. Let Takrady be what it stands for: industries and commerce and whatever. People move back here because we have everything. We have all that it takes. We have the beach, we have the airport, everything. You see. So in as much as we talk about the economic, you don't blame us. Blame those who kind of are on this on the nearing still whatever kind of blame the inaction or the failure to see this place to becoming something that probably will curtail the population. Okay, what of people from moving to Accra?
Man, it has been a very interesting and an insightful conversation, man. Ekowreel,
Big boss,
thank you so much for having you.
Thank you so much for having me. And you make the conversation so relaxed. It's like it's in common.
Right? Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
You see, that's one of the blessings to work with. The power of collaboration, right? It's a blessing. Whenever you kind of work or collaborate with someone, you grow up knowing. Right? You don't struggle.
Yes. Bro, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
So guys, like I always tell you, never forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook, Cultural Kompass. Before we go out, guys, there is a new channel that we've brought out. It's actually a sports channel called the Sports Culture. So guys, go out there on YouTube and subscribe to Sports Culture as well. You go onto TikTok as well. There is Sports Culture on TikTok as well. Please do well to subscribe to our channel. So we are going to be bringing you so much, so much. When people are moving from Takrady, we always want to defy the odds. We will stay in Takrady and we'll make it great in Takrady. We out.